Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Get Home Safe Day in North Dakota. My name is Art Thompson. I'm the Director of North Dakota Workforce Safety and Insurance, and I'm glad to be with all of you here today as we celebrate the second annual Get Home Safe North Dakota Day. 1 year ago, we launched this campaign to build safer workplaces and ensure that every worker in North Dakota can return home safely to their families each and every day. Today, we renew that commitment. Since launching this initiative, we've seen positive momentum across all industries, from construction to long-term care centers to the energy sector and more. From fiscal year 23 to fiscal year 24, 1,086 less claims were filed in North Dakota, while covered workforce grew in that same time period by 10,518 workers. We are trending in the right direction, but there is more work that needs to be done. Get Home Safe North Dakota is more than a campaign. It's a movement to make safety a part of the daily fabric of every business across every job site in North Dakota. This morning, I'm proud that we have a number of folks that are going to be addressing this group. The first is our governor, Governor Kelly Armstrong. He has been a steadfast advocate for North Dakota's workforce and for workforce safety. He is here to help join and share the state's commitment to this movement and their support for it. Help me welcome Governor Armstrong.
Thanks, Art, and it's an honor to be a part of the second annual Get Home Safe Day. And I think it's those know me, I will have scripted remarks, but I think one of the things about North Dakota that I think we forget sometimes is, our number one and two industries are ag and energy. Contract that with, we have two seasons, winter and construction season. And people in North Dakota do dangerous jobs. We drive just more than just about anybody else in the country. And at the end of the day, whether it's running a combine, putting up a workover rig, or fixing the exit 161 interchange on the eastern part of Bismarck, the number one goal for all of those great things and all the construction and all the economic activity and grain, wheat, cattle, oil, gas, coal, we want everybody to come home safe. And that doesn't happen on its own. It happens with a lot of smart people collaborating with business, with industry, with government, with a lot of people here to make sure that we're doing it, but we're also doing it in a way that actually makes people safer and just doesn't require private business to file 17 different more pieces of paper that don't actually do anything to make people safer, but cost businesses, cost time, cost money, cost all of that. So at the heart of this initiative, it's a simple but powerful goal: to protect the people who make North Dakota work. Every job supports a lifestyle, a family, and a future. When we talk about safety, we're talking about preserving all of those things. Our administration is committed to ensuring that every worker in this state can expect a safe environment from day one on the job until retirement. That's especially important in North Dakota, where we do have these jobs that you work with your hands, you're working with equipment, you're doing a lot of those different things. And ag and energy, according to the National Safety Council, are two of the most dangerous jobs that exist in this country. I grew up in the oil and gas industry, so I know how important safety is. I always comment about just advances in technology, advances in how we do things. I used to go to an oil rig in 1983, and there were the number of fingers versus people wasn't the same. And you don't see that anymore, and they take it more seriously, and it's a lot different, and it's a lot better, and those are great paying jobs. Those are things that have grown communities in western North Dakota. But also it's really important that we're doing it in a way where we're not taking advantage of people and trying to get done so fast that we forget that getting it done right and getting it done safely is more important. By the way, companies appreciate that, because the litigation is never cheap. And the dealing with an accident after the fact is never cheap. So the more we can put processes in place and the more we can do these things, we get to do this in a way that benefits every single person in North Dakota, every single company in North Dakota, the economy in North Dakota, and it's really a fun piece to be a part of. So in the fiscal year 2024, WSI processed over 17,000 injury claims, each one representing a person whose life was disrupted. Even seemingly minor accidents can lead to long-term physical, emotional, and financial repercussions. That's why we're focused not only on reducing the numbers, but on changing culture. And it starts with leadership, but it requires everyone, from new hires to seasoned managers, to take ownership in safety. I encourage employers to adopt the Get Home Safety North Dakota tools, and even more importantly, the mindset that it represents. For those who have already taken those steps, thank you. For those who are just getting started, know that you're not alone. WSI and our state agencies are here to help. Together, we can build community where safety is not just a priority, but actually a culture and a way of life. So let's keep pushing forward, because one injury is too many. Let's get home safe. So I have the pleasure of introducing another Dickinson native, Patty Furseth. Patty is an advanced personal safety professional who has been with Marathon Petroleum Corporation for 7 years. She lives in Dickinson and currently provides safety to about 100 workers in her operating areas. Please join me. And if we're not doing this right, then her husband has to respond, who is a police officer in Dickinson, who I've known for a very long time. So please welcome me in joining Patty.
Thank you so much, Governor Armstrong, for the warm welcome. And thank you to everyone at WSI for championing this wonderful cause. At Marathon Petroleum, safety is one of our core values. It's embedded in everything we do. As a safety professional, my role is to support those 100 workers or so that I take care of on a daily basis. But more importantly, my role is to coach, guide, and empower those around me. Our team members need to make safe choices every day, and that requires a personal commitment on their part. While I'm giving this talk for the next few minutes, I'd like you to consider inwardly, what is your stance on safety, and how do you promote it in your personal life? At Marathon Petroleum, we spend an enormous amount of time and energy and working towards engagement with our people. We do that through education, through providing resources, and all of that is because it's much more than just compliance. It's about personal care. We want our people to go home safe, to the people that matter most to them. Putting safety first is one of the most compassionate things that we can do for one another. When workers feel supported and when they feel prepared, they're much more likely to be engaged in their work, to be focused on the task at hand. They're more connected with their work. In fact, it's within this type of atmosphere that workers can achieve what is known as psychological safety. That's the concept where they can feel safe to promote their ideas, their solutions, without any fear of a negative retaliation. They can see how their questions, their concerns, ideas, their solutions really matter to the crew that's on hand and to the organization as a whole. When the men and women in your organizations feel that level of security, it's at that point that safety becomes second nature. But safety doesn't just stay at work, it follows us home, especially when it's time to hang up those Christmas lights. But we have to think about, when we have an injury, who does that affect? It doesn't just affect the injured worker, it affects their families, it affects the teams that they work with, and that effect can actually cross generations. I've lived firsthand what it's like to lose a loved one. It's that experience that motivates my passion for safety on a daily basis. I've seen how a culture of safety is shaped not just by procedures, but by people who look out for one another. Safety is not about policing the people around you. It's about getting to know one another, finding out what makes you tick. It's about looking ahead at your day, knowing that you have a job that needs to get done, but thinking it through. How can we complete the task that we have to do, and at the end of the day, get everyone home in the same condition that they came to work? That's why at Marathon Petroleum, we focus on building trust. We listen to the concerns of our workers, and we make safety everyone's top priority and their responsibility. And this includes everyone from the green hat, the new hire, all the way to the most seasoned professional. When you're out there on your job site, take a minute to speak with each other. Find out what are the lingering questions that folks might have on the job. What are any questions that you might have, that you might need clarification on? At that point, you're beginning to engage with those around you. And through that discussion, you might actually save a life. One thing that we like to say at Marathon Petroleum is there's always time to do it right. And that means making time for each other, to communicate, and making safety our top priority. To every business leader, to every plant supervisor, field level worker, this initiative matters. It includes every single one of us as individuals, as citizens of the great state of North Dakota. Get Home Safe is a call to action, and it's a simple action that each one of us can take. And it's a simple action that we can encourage with our teammates. From our rural farms to manufacturing, to the construction sector, the energy sector, healthcare, higher education, all of us have work to do, and it contains risks. Even if you already have strong safety programs, there's always room to grow, room to learn, room to empower others, ways that we can improve. And that's where mentoring takes a very important part of our day-to-day lives. Get involved. Help those around you that may not have had the training, the experiences, or the wonderful teachers that you've had. You can truly make a difference in the lives of others by getting involved. So let's continue to make safety very personal. It's something that we should keep very close to our hearts. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about policies. It's about getting our people home safe. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Governor, and thank you, Patty, for those words and your life experience in the safety world on the front lines, making sure that all of the folks who report to you are able to go home to their loved ones each and every day in the same condition they were in. For those that are watching and those that are interested, whether you're a small business owner or the leader of a large company, we invite you to join in this movement. WSI will continue to offer monthly tools, resources, and partnerships to help every employer cultivate that true culture of safety. You can visit gethomesafend.com. That's gethomesafend.com to access resources, to share your stories, and become part of this important endeavor. Thank you all for your dedication to workplace safety. Together, we can make sure that everyone gets home safe. Thank you for being here.